Hey, everybody. Today on the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast, we are talking about leadership and leading. Leadership and leading. Are you in a position of leadership? Are you leading people as you should? Or are you just there in a position because of XYZ and you're not necessarily a leader? I know it sounds like a lot, but we're going to break it down today on the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. Are you ready? Let's get it started. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. It's a frame of mind. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. This is your boy Simbawe Nibaye Jr., aka TK, and my man Omar Williams. We call him O. Say what's up to the peeps.
What's going on, good people?
It is another lovely Wednesday evening, and I know since the summertime we said we were going to go twice a month, and we didn't necessarily say when twice a month would be. We didn't say it'd be every other week. We didn't say it'd be one after the other, but it's going to be twice a month. So the last time we had a podcast, it was about 3 weeks ago, I believe it was. So twice a month, you just never know when twice a month is going to be. But if you're catching up to us via audio podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, it's twice a month. You'll get the notifications. If you're catching up with us via video, whether it's live or you catch it on the replay, just know we're twice a month until further notice. But we're still going to give you that great content, those great conversations, and make it do what it do. Again, it's Wednesday, Affirmation Wednesday. Y'all know how we do. We get our affirmations in and out the way because that's what we do here on the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. We do our affirmations because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we need to do. So if you got all your stuff, you're ready to get that going. If you got to memorize or whatever you do concerning our affirmations, let's get that going. Are you ready? Let's go. Today will be a good day. Today will be a great day. Today will be an awesome day. Today will be a phenomenal day. Today will be an amazing day. Today will be stress-free. Today will be a stress-less day. Today, I will overcome all barriers that want to block my progress. Today, all circumstances, issues, and situations will work in my favor. Today, all things will line up for my good. Today, I'll become better than who and what I was yesterday. I am a go-getter. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am an overcomer. I never lose. I either win or I learn. I take authority over this day. I will dominate this day. I will conquer this day. And everything I have spoken into this day will happen as I have affirmed because I am more than a conqueror. Let's get it popping. So today, me and we're just gonna go off the cuff today, and normally we have a show set list and how we're gonna do things, just like a little blueprint. Nothing wrong with that, but our conversations normally kind of just go in that direction of off the cuff, but there is a blueprint. There is no blueprint today. We're just going off the cuff because over the past few months, being in a leadership position that I am, whether it's my business or whether I'm, doing mentoring or wherever I'm at, I've seen a number of things where people are being placed in leadership positions, but those particular individuals are not necessarily leaders. When I say that, I'm not saying that to say that, you're not a leader in the sense of the word. It's just a matter of there are skills that you have to be a leader when you are placed in leadership. Now, today, I'm not going to go over any definitions of what leadership is. And like we normally give definitions for content and context. Not doing that today. We're just going straight in and talking about it. So I look at it like this from a leadership standpoint. And we talked about this before a while back, a leader versus a boss.
Mm-hmm.
A boss will tell you to do what I say, not as I do. A leader will show you what to do, how to do it, and then say, follow my lead. And then also help you progress to become a leader yourself.
Right.
And the difference is that boss versus leader. People say, oh, I want to be a boss. I want to be a boss. That's a boss move. I get the lingo. I get it. It's the word of today. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be clear. Do you really want to be a boss or do you want to be a leader? And my thing is, people are being put in leadership that are bosses, but they ain't leaders. I'm going to say it again. People today are being put in positions of leadership who are bosses, but they're not leaders. So one example I have here before I let O jump in is that, one way that people can be put in leadership, but not necessarily be leaders, is one, if it's a family-owned business.
That's a good one.
Begins to grow, and you put people in leadership who are family, but they're not leaders.
Right.
They don't lead people. They just boss people around. And their leadership is actually leading people astray to where it could possibly even hurt the business.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's family, you want to keep them there because you want to keep the business in the family.
Right.
We've also said before, too, when it comes to family and business, the two can work together. But if it's not working together and things are getting shaky and we're bumping heads, it might be best for you to say, you know what? Either I got to remove you from that leadership position or we just can't work together.
Right.
I'd rather remain family than to have you working here and we keep butting heads, then I got to fire you or I got to put you down. It's one of those things. Another way people can be put in leadership is that you like so-and-so and not this person.
Right.
But the person that you necessarily don't like is the one who's qualified to do what needs to be done. And the one that you like, you want to put in position because you like them. But that's not the person there that's going to get it done. And so you take, well, I like this person. I don't like this person. But what's going to help the organization thrive?
Right. That's good.
Because your ego and your authoritative, position is clouding your judgment. I'll give one more example before I let O jump in. I know I'm talking a lot, but listen, we're going off the cuff.
You got
today.
It, brother. You got it, brother.
You're going off the cuff today. Another way people can be put into leadership that necessarily don't belong there is the fact that age comes into factor. You want someone there who's seasoned, who got years of wisdom. Let me pause there for a minute. You can have age
and no wisdom
and not have a lick of wisdom. I'm just saying.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Now, of course, you can also be young and not have a lick of wisdom, but I'm just saying you have to look at things from the standpoint of what's going to make us grow, what's going to help us grow, what's going to put us in the best position to do X, Y, Z. And so just age is not the qualification. Age is a preference, not a qualification. Like, what are you qualified to do? And if you put someone in a leadership position who happens to be either young in age or someone who doesn't have all the qualities yet, but they have the potential, and you're looking future-wise, put people around that person to help them become the leader you see them potentially being. Go ahead, I got one more thing, but go ahead. You go ahead and jump in.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna be real brief. So let's just do with that wisdom thing, right? So your age and wisdom have nothing to do with each other because you can have more knowledge than someone because you know more or you live longer, but it doesn't mean you're wiser. Knowledge doesn't equate to wisdom. It's how you apply that knowledge is what makes you wise. So I can know this much and you can know this much, but I'm applying mine the right way, which makes me a little bit wiser, which means if we're going both for a leadership role, you might want to give it to the kid rather than than the guy that's older. But I'm gonna say this one thing too. My main point I want to really make. You know how they say 20% of people do all of the work, or 80% of the work, and 80% of the people do none of the work. I think what happens, man, is the pool of people who are willing to step up and do is not big.
Yeah, it's not at all.
It's small.
It's
And
not.
what happens is leadership has to pick other leadership from a small pool of people, and their best leaders can't do it all. So, okay, I need 10 people, and I need 20 people to lead this thing, right? And I only got 30 people to pick from. Well, just the odds of that alone, you're going to get some bad leaders in there, man. So
yeah.
I think the fact that a lot of like the small numbers that volunteer, they almost get put in positions that they shouldn't be in, and then they almost can ruin something being in a position that they shouldn't be, but it's because the people need the help.
Yeah.
They kind of put people in that, that are turning people away. So that's my main point I wanted to make. Like, more people got to volunteer. A lot of times the good people don't even want to be a part of it, or they don't even want to be bothered.
And you know what? And I think too, when on that point, I'm going to piggyback off of your point before this one, is that people that are really good who don't want to be a part of it because either they've been a part of something that's been like, they either wore them out, or it just ended up falling apart because of whatever reason, or they had too much on their shoulders. They said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good," because they didn't get any help. It's like, okay, here's the position, here's the work you're gonna have, but then things are promised to people, and then stuff doesn't happen. You're like, okay, now I'm stuck with all this stuff to do. I'm only one person. Yes, I'm good at what I do, but I can't do this by myself. Like, I need some help.
Right.
You don't get no help. You go somewhere else. They know what you can do. You're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I don't need all that, because now you've got a bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
And so, and I get that. And I think over time, people need to kind of see, okay, what are the X's and O's? What are we doing here? And you have to be open and honest. You just can't continue to say, we're going to do. Right. And then you never do.
You never do. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because now it's like, what's happening is you're weeding out your good people who are going to say, you know what, I'm done with this. And then you got that pool of people you got to pull from that that ain't going to get it done.
Ain't going to get it done. Right.
But because you're desperate, now you got to pull from that pool, because those good ones are now gone.
You got it. And let me just add this to it. I think as the leadership, like the one that's above it all.
Yeah.
Because you got the leader, and then you got the leaders under them, right? You can't be desperate to get things done, because you got to get things done the right way. So it's like, if that means we got to dial down our plans, our plans could be this. Well, this takes 30 leaders. This only takes 10. Well, I got 30 that are volunteering. Now I know I can get at least 9 of them guys or 8 of them guys that are going to be good.
Yeah.
But if I build out my project and I need 30 now, and I only got 35 volunteering,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So,
you can't have 30 leaders and only 5 volunteers. It's like, well, that ain't gonna work.
Like, what we doing? You know what I mean? So,
and that's a great point. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, you look at it and dialing back is hard to do.
It's hard when
your vision is so big.
Yep, that's a good point.
And it's like, but you got to take it. Like, everything is done in phases. You got to take it in phases. It's like, all right, this is the ultimate vision, but what can we do great right now? Right now. And that's where a lot of people fall short, organization wise, whether it's nonprofit or profit, or it's just, community thing, whatever it is, you got to work towards that thing. And for me, having, what I do in my businesses and what I do, I'm constantly saying, all right, I know the vision is this big, but what can we do great right now to keep things moving forward, and to say, okay, we're looking back over the past 5 years. We've grown from here to here. That's great. All right, what can we do for the next 5 years? Like, you can always look down the road, but you can't pull down the road down where you are now.
Come on, yeah.
It's going to fall apart.
Right,
Period.
right.
Period.
Right.
Now, this other point that I want to make, I'm actually going to do this after this brief break, but I'm going to just stay here real quick. You also mentioned the point of when you have, people, or I mentioned it, and you kind of piggyback off of it, where you have all the stuff on your shoulders, and you just like, you know what, like I'm done with this.
Done with it, yeah.
And you have to allow people. I'll say this: you have to allow people who are in leadership, who are good leaders, to take some time off.
Right.
Meaning, whether it's volunteer work, or you're getting paid to do it, or you have vacation time, like whatever it is, corporate world, whatever you are, they have to be allowed to take time off. If you can't be like, oh, we need you here because it's like, no, because I've said this a lot in the past. I'm like, if your job fires you tomorrow, they don't need you, because they will find somebody else, replace you, and get that person. So taking time off is not going to hurt you. But understand is that if you get fired, did they ever need you? Like they need you for a time period, but you have to understand that people have to woosah every now and then. You know what I mean? And the higher up you move in the leadership pool, the thinner the air gets, but people start to forget that, hey, you were once that person that needed time off. When you were working and had not enough staff members, or you were the employee that was pulling most of the weight, and the ones around you were just sitting around and not doing nothing. Like they forget where they kind of came from. And so, and I don't want to get too far off topic on that, but people need time off. They need time to rest and think, and just spend time not on the job, or not working about it, or not thinking about the job. Even if you're the CEO or owner, like, you need time off. I was watching a thing on Instagram where Elon Musk had an interview with I forget Oprah's best friend, her name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. And he was talking about how this brief Instagram thing, he was talking about how he doesn't have time to go home and get a shower. So he actually sleeps at his facility all the time, because he's like, I'm just that busy. Like, I can't go home and get a shower. I can't go and get dinner. And so she's like, well, where do you sleep at? And he took her into this office area where he had a couch, a desk, and a chair. He's like, I sleep here. He's like, I sleep on this couch. The couch was probably not even wider than what my body is. He's like, he said, if it's not comfortable, I'll sleep on the floor. He's like, it was very cold in there. He said, this is where I sleep. I get a shower here. I get dressed there. He's like, I don't have time. That time where I spend going home, doing X, Y, and Z, he's like, that's time wasted. And I'm using Elon Musk as an example because of all he's doing right now. But Elon Musk didn't get there by just saying, you know what, overnight, I'm going to create something great, and I'm going to become this great billionaire, going on trillionaire, if you want to say. And it took time. It took time, but he also understand that Elon Musk, he had to do things in phases. He had a great idea, a great, thing he put together. And now over time, it's all coming to fruition. But, as much as he's working, he's found a way to compensate for him saying, I don't have time to go home. But you know what? I make sure I take care of my employees. Why? They're your biggest asset. Or whoever it is, if it's not employees, my volunteers, or those who are working with me to get this thing done. Like, they're your most important asset. You can't work them to death and then expect, well, okay, I'm working even harder now because now I've got this to do. It's like, people have, and when it comes to leadership, we have to understand that we have to also lead people. We just can't be in leadership and say, okay, you do this, and just boss people around. Yes, you want to delegate, but you got to be able to lead people. People have to want to follow you. They have to want to know that not only do you not know not only that you know what you're doing, and that you don't necessarily know it all, but you do know what you're doing, but you understand them. You understand how to get people to be, to come together for a particular, point, cause, or whatever. and get the job done. Take a brief little break right here. We'll come right back. I'm going to make my last point. It's going to be a point that's sports related, but we all know that sports can relate to almost anything we talk about here on the Paramount 8 podcast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back real quick, the brief commercial, and don't go nowhere. Be right back. Are you looking for an apparel company that's positive, uplifting, and truly cares about you? Then look no further. Frame of Mind Inc., an apparel brand company, impresses on individuals to think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. Get positive apparel, such as t-shirts, hoodies, and wristbands for children, teens, and adults in various colors and sizes. Customized services include logo and t-shirt design, screen printing, and embroidery for individuals, families, schools, profit, and nonprofit organizations. You can reach Frame of Mind Inc. at 302-689-3499 or visit their website at www.frameofmindinc.com. Frame of Mind Inc. Think it, speak it, achieve it.
It's a frame of mind.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. Before we left, we're talking about leadership and leading, and we're going to continue that conversation right here, right now. So I want to just bring this one point in, and we can probably go off on this for the next probably 12 or so minutes. Talk about sports and leadership. Now, specifically football. Now, my man always got his Eagles hoodie on. They're 3-0 right now. Props to them. I give them their props. They're 3-0. But I will tell you this. I don't think they've been tested yet. That's my opinion.
Oh, man.
But they're 3-0. They're 3-0.
I would go into it, but if there was a football, I would go back and forth with you, but let's stay on top.
We'll stay on topic. I just had to throw that in there real quick. That's all. But I'll give them their props. They're 3-0. So let's talk about from a football standpoint, okay? So now we know that the standard of leadership from the football standpoint is the quarterback is the leader of the team, correct? That's the general standpoint. Quarterback is the leader of the team. No matter what, it's the quarterback. The quarterback is the leader. That's the established standard of football, whether it's high school, college, NFL, whatever. I'm going to come at it like this. While that may be the standard for football, your quarterback may not be your leader.
That's true. That's good.
And your quarterback may not be the guy who's able to be put into a leadership position just because he plays the quarterback position.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
So
that's even for coaches too.
As for coaches too. I'm gonna stay with your quarterback though, because that's
I got you.
Because people, like, from a general standpoint, in the game and outside the game and the media, wins and losses are predicated on the quarterback. The coach will not get blamed too much until it becomes detrimental, where the team is always constantly losing.
Right.
But the quarterback gets most of the blame because it's like they're the leader. But are they really the leader? Are they? Because I know the quarterback touches the ball every play. But you know who else does?
The center.
The center. But the center ain't considered to be the leader.
At all. Yep.
It's the quarterback. The running back, nah. Wide receiver, nah. DB, linebacker. They might be the leader of the defense, but the leader of the team is the quarterback. Generality. But let's just say, for some reason, let's just say your center has leadership potential and qualities, but your quarterback doesn't. But you make your quarterback the leader. How far is that team going to go? When your center is really the leader, but because the standard is the quarterback is a leader, how far are you going to go?
Right.
Because let's put this into even a more, secluded or a more deeper, sharper perspective. Everyone goes once the center snaps the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not when the quarterback says hike.
Right.
Or claps his hands or stomps his foot. Because the quarterback can clap and stop all he wants.
And the guy
the center snaps that ball, nobody moves.
Right.
And I'm making an example. I'm not saying that the center has to be the leader of your team. I'm just saying if he has the leadership qualities and your quarterback doesn't, why can't the center be the leader of your team? Why can't the running back? Why can't the linebacker? Why
Right.
can't the cornerback? And so I'm saying this because you have to look at it. Okay, who, number one, is qualified to be a leader? That's number one. Who's qualified to be a leader? You can put anybody in leadership, but does that person have the qualities to lead? Can you lead me down the field to win this game?
Mm-hmm.
Can you lead me on can you be the leader on defense and say this team's not scoring? Bottom line, we're stopping them right here, right now. Go ahead, O.
Let me just add this too of why sports is the greatest. Sports is great compared to a lot of other things, like how earlier you started talking about people being put in positions because they may be family members.
Yeah.
Or I said people are put in positions because it's not enough people to get to help, right? But sports is the greatest because a lot of times people get in leadership because of the results they're getting. If I'm an all-pro safety, I may be the leader of the defense. If I'm an all-pro center or all-American running back, I might be the leader of the offense. Like your results put you in the position to be the leader. So like if I'm out there putting the work in, studying the plays, lifting the weights, eating right, going out there, getting all world results, this whole team is looking at me like, oh, we gotta do like this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what makes sports great. Because the guy that's dropping, let's just go basketball, the guy that's on the court getting 50 a game, locking down his offensive guy and grabbing all these boards and assists, team, like you automatically gravitate to the results to lead you. You know what I'm saying? So people getting put in positions, no results.
Results oriented. That is a great point.
Yeah.
And look at this too. And you brought this up. So now I'm gonna even make it even more of a micromanagement kind of thing. Let's just say the quarterback is the leader of your team. He's a leader. He's a put in leadership, and he is the leader. But that day might not be his day.
Not his day. Yep.
It might be the running back's day. And as the leader of the team, whether it's the coach and quarterbacks working together, if the running back is having a game and you stop feeding him the ball because your ego gets in the way, that's the sign of a good leader is saying, okay, this person's hot. Let's keep giving them the ball. When your ego says, no, I'm the leader, I got to do it, that is not a leader. That is someone who's all about self and has no idea to say, okay, I'm going to drop myself today so that this person can help us get the victory, or this person can help us finish this project, or this person can help us, close this deal, whatever it is. It might be the wide receiver's day. The quarterback's got to get the receiver the ball, though. It might be the defense's day. The offense might stink that day, and the defense might be rocking. And your main objective, your objective that day is, okay, we're not getting into the red zone enough. Let's at least not allow the other teams to get in position to score so that our defense can get us the ball back to get another opportunity. And I know this sounds really far-fetched from a sports standpoint, especially when it comes to professional sports, but there's going to come a day when it is not your day, and you have to say, in a leadership position, okay, we got to change the game plan. We got to do something. We have to do something to where, all right, I'm the leader, but who right now has a better idea or plan than I do? And then let's execute that plan.
That's good, man. Hey, the Seahawks lost the Super Bowl doing that. Marshawn Lynch drove them all the way down the field. They got on the goal line and decided to throw the ball with their leader, Russell Wilson, and he threw an interception.
That is a great example, brother. Great example. Why? Why?
They lost the Super Bowl. They could have won a Super Bowl.
And that game was actually a great game.
Great
It
game.
was a great game.
He got them all. Let's do it this way. Let's do it to your point. The new idea got them down the field, and they went to the old idea and lost the game.
Mm. And
You know what I mean?
And you know, as a leader,
Mhm.
y'all might not like this. That's okay. As a leader, you know what that's called? That's called I gotta shine.
Mm.
But you know how much brighter you could shine if you just play as a team.
Mm-hmm.
As a team,
That's good.
no matter what, in the corporate world, in sports, you know, in church, the YMCA, like whatever, a community event, whatever it is, family unions. I got to be the one to do everything. I got to be the one in charge. Why? Why do you got to be in charge? Let's just work together and make it work. Now, I get that there has to be a point person. Like, I get that. Someone has to be the point person. Someone has to either have the final say or make the final decision. Like, I get all of that. But when you are in a leadership position, you have to understand. You have to be able to lead people. And like you said earlier, people will gravitate to that person that is getting results.
Mm-hmm.
Results. Let's take this one step further before we kind of end this out. Y'all know that me and O are believers in Yahushua the Messiah, right? I'm gonna take this scripture real quick, and then we're gonna come on out. And you may say, "Well, I'm gonna say Jesus, so we can all understand what I'm talking about." Well, he was Jesus, yeah, but he also came and showed us how to not just be in leadership, but how to be a leader. He took 12 people. And changed the world. Yes, he was Jesus. But that example is, hey, if you get the right people and you show them the way, disciple them, lead them, show them what to do, they will take your business and flip it upside down 20 times. If you show them what to do, how to do, what to look for, how to do this, how to do that.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yes.
When you said show them what to look for, it's like what Jesus told them to cast the net on the other side of the boat. Like
a simple thing.
He led getting results.
What
would make somebody want to drop everything and follow him? Well, he had to be showing something. Like you can't just be like, "Hey, come follow me. I'm about to change the world," and people are looking at you like, "Okay, so what are you doing? Like, what did you do? You're just talking." Well, he wasn't just talking; he was doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm gonna give one last example. So I'm gonna bring this up to now. Rob Gronkowski retired, right?
Yes.
Tom Brady leaves New England, goes to Tampa Bay.
That's good.
Gets on the phone and says, "Hey, Rob, I need you to come to Tampa Bay and unretire." Rob says, "I got you." He followed results.
Yep. And won a Super Bowl.
The same year.
Yes.
And then said, "You know what? Thanks, Tom. I appreciate you. Now I'm going to go retire for real."
Yeah.
And it was all that's a perfect example. We talked about what Jesus did. Now I'm bringing it to more relevant Tom Brady. I'm not saying Tom Brady is Jesus. I'm giving you an example of today. His tight end had retired. He was done. He said, "Hey, I need you to come to Tampa Bay so we can do this again." He dropped everything and went back to go play and won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady with another team after they had won. I think Rob won 4 with Tampa with New England, I believe, with Tom. I believe
he won the same amount.
Yeah. So he dropped it all. I said, "I got you. Nothing. I got you. I'm there." That type of leadership is the kind of leadership we should be striving for in every aspect of our lives, where people will say, "You know what? I'm there. I got you. What do you need?" And they help you carry out what it is you're trying to get.
What your plan is,
what your plans are. Before we go, you got any last words before we go for the people?
Now man, it was good stuff tonight. I think leadership, it's back to this results, man. The Bible says you'll know them by their fruit. And if their fruit doesn't say leader, they might just be a boss.
There you go.
Because like leadership gets fruit because there's a lot of people that will do there's people that'll move mountains for good leaders.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why they will. They're not doing it slaving, they're doing it as a team. Like this vision fits everybody's thing. Like it's their vision, but within it, everybody's also doing who they are and what they are. It's like, oh, you're good at this. You're that guy. You get results doing video, right? Like I see you getting results and you giving us great ideas for creativity towards children's ministry. I would like you over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good leadership gets results.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off that real quick before we go, be fruitful.
Yes.
And multiply.
Yep.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. It was an off-the-cuff discussion today, and I think it was a good idea for us to do that today. So if you guys enjoyed that, let us know. We can do more like those if you guys like. We will have some structured ones, but if you guys like the off-the-cuff conversations, let us know. We'll do more of those. You can always catch Fair Mind Inc. podcast live on my Facebook page at TK Billionaire, on my LinkedIn page, just under my name, Simbawa Nibai Jr., or on our Frame of Mind Inc. YouTube channel. We're live there when we go on video-wise. If you're getting the audio replays, you can catch those on Apple Podcasts. You can catch it also on Google Music, Amazon, as well as Spotify as well. So thanks for joining us, guys. Until next time, continue to think it, speak it, and achieve it. And until next time, I holla. Thank you for joining the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. And as always, here at Frame of Mind Inc., think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. As our tagline says, think it, speak it, achieve it. See you next time.
It's a frame of mind. It's what you say and what you do.
Don't forget to check us out on the web at www.frameofmindinc.com, where you can browse our online apparel store, listen to some of our original music and production services, as well as view our videos and projects we've done for our clients and customers.